Your 7 key relationships. First, creator. Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm a professional psychologist and the founder of Live on Purpose. Our purpose at Live on Purpose is to save and enrich your 7 key relationships through principles of positive psychology. When I share this with people, the question always comes up. 7 key relationships? I can think of what those might be, but what are they? This series will help you to get a better handle on all 7, along with some ideas that you can use to improve or enhance or enrich any of them. Now, a little disclaimer right up front. Everything that I'm sharing with you is my opinion. Now, there's a difference between facts and opinions, right? But my opinion has been earned through now close to 30 years of clinical practice as a professional psychologist. For about 13 years of that career, I did child custody evaluations for the court. These are cases where bitter, angry, divorcing people can't figure out how to share their kids. And I've been exposed to some of the most shocking or difficult or horrific family situations that you can even imagine. I've also been involved with counseling and coaching and therapy throughout my career, and I've worked with literally thousands of people at this point. That's what I mean when I say I've earned my opinion. So don't take my word for all of this, but remember that my opinion comes from that level of experience. And I've put all 7 of these in a particular order of importance or priority. So let's get to that first one. Your first key relationship is the relationship you have with your Creator. Now, for most people, this means God. For some people, this means the universe. But other people have different ideas about who or what their Creator is. I am not here as your spiritual guide or your ecclesiastical leader. I am acknowledging, though, as a professional psychologist, that it is important for people to come to terms with their source. What is it for you? I think humans have an innate need to understand where they come from. Sometimes we refer to this relationship with our Creator as faith. A couple of thoughts about that as a professional psychologist. Faith is something that tends to bring meaning into people's lives. When they don't understand purpose or direction, sometimes they'll go to faith to provide that purpose and direction. Faith also allows for peace and acceptance of the way our world is, the way our lives play out, with an understanding that there may be some greater scheme to things. Throughout my career, I've worked with hundreds and thousands of people now who have expressed that faith is an important part of their own psychological well-being. And I believe that that's true. Let me give you just a little more insight into what faith is from a psychological perspective. See, our mind is constantly trying to understand what's going on in our world. We're constantly judging. Now notice that. Just take a moment to notice that you're constantly judging, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You judge your circumstances. You judge the weather. You judge the people around you, your spouse, your children. You judge the people in your community. You judge the government. You judge the economy. You're judging me. It's cool. I'm judging you right back. We can't turn it off. It's part of what our brain does. How we judge is a choice. But until you see it as a choice, it's not. And you'll roll with whatever your programming is. What I mean is, you can choose to look at your situation in a positive light or in a negative light. And I mean any situation. This is at the foundation of our psychological well-being. But it's not just judgment that we're constantly doing. We're also predicting or anticipating or expecting what is to be. And that doesn't even exist yet, because it hasn't been created yet. Now that's interesting because we have this imagination that gives us a standard to judge our life. And we use that same imagination to predict or expect or anticipate what is to be. Now check it out. When you imagine or expect or anticipate that what's coming is even worse than what you've already got, how do you feel? Fear, anxiety, apprehension. In fact, that is the definition of anxiety. When we imagine that what's coming for us is even worse than what we've already got. Just notice that. Now, do you know what's coming? No. So you have to imagine it. What most people don't realize is that what we imagine is a choice. Contrast what we just experienced then to what if you imagine or anticipate or expect that what's coming is even better than what we've already got. How do you feel? This is hope. It's interesting to me that hope can be created on demand, and it happens at this level. Now, I've just shared with you two processes that your brain is always doing: evaluation or judgment, and creation or anticipation of what's coming. Because we don't know, we have to take a position about that. This is something that I've developed into an actual model that helps us to understand these two processes. If you want a copy of this, just go to the URL on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/themodel, and I'll put this in your hands. This model is something that I refer to professionally as positivity. What I want you to understand as we're talking about these key relationships, this is faith. From a psychological standpoint, I'm not even talking about a religious definition of faith. I'm talking about faith as a choice for how we see the world and how we expect what is to come. Understanding that gives you a more powerful hold on your own psychology, which is going to be important as we get into our other 6 key relationships. This is where we're starting. Faith, your relationship with your Creator, and the way that I've described it from a psychological standpoint. So grab the model, will you? drpauljenkins.com/themodel. Let's put that in your hands, and I want to see you on the next video when we talk about our second key relationship.